Hello there and welcome to Chemistry 151 at Sand Hills Community College. If you're watching this video, it's because you have decided to take the chemistry section that delivers all of the lecture material via the online format. You will be meeting face-to-face on campus for your labs. However, all of your coursework, your exams, and your weekly assignments will be done online. This video is going to go through the syllabus with you and point out where you can find the lecture and notes information, and then how to complete the assignments you need to do well in Chemistry 151. So if you will, you can look at your Moodle page with me. This is my section of your Moodle course, so it may look a little different from yours. However, many of the links are the same, and you definitely can see on the third link on your Moodle course is the course syllabus. I'll go through this with you and point out the assignment and grading schemes so that you can get started in chemistry. So you can read the course description yourself. I'm going to scroll on through and talk about the faculty information here. Like I said, my name is Brennan Brown. I like to make my students aware that I'm one of these folks that go by my middle name, and sometimes I appear in Sand Hills system as Stephen Brown. So if you get an email from Stephen, that we are one and the same. Don't be confused. My office is in Meyer Hall, room 203, and I have listed office hours for the semester there. I'm generally here more than those listed office hours, and other than times I am teaching lecture, which is 11 to 12 and 1 to 2 on Monday and Wednesday, I'm generally available to give you any help, even if it is outside of the regularly posted office hours there. So please feel free to come by and introduce yourself and get to know each other as we study our chemistry course. I would love to meet you in person and help you with any struggles that you run into throughout the semester. I do have my office telephone listed, as well as my email. And at this point, I want to say email is the best way to get in contact with me outside of coming to campus and seeing me face to face. I typically answer emails the same day or early the next day if I receive them late. It is my personal goal to answer emails within 24 hours of receiving them. So if you send me an email, you can expect a response within that time frame. Following that information are the major course goals. Again, you can read through those, and if there's some clarification on, I'd be happy to provide it. Just send me an email or come by and say hello. And after those things, we see the required course materials. So the chemistry section here is based on the Chemistry Atoms First, second edition textbook from OpenStax.org. OpenStax.org provides college-level text free of charge to the students, and this is one of the things we like about offering, is to try to save you some money and not use the most expensive textbook out there. There is a print version available at our bookstore, and it is basically just printed paper, printed loose paper in a binder. So the price there is not too bad, and if you're one of the folks who likes a tactile experience of having an actual book in front of you, that is offered, but it is not required. If you want to just use the completely free online version, you can elect to do that as well. You may really want to consider also getting some kind of scientific or graphing calculator. Chemistry is full of calculations, and we will be doing plenty of those this semester, and it's always quicker to do mathematical operations on a physical button calculator versus some of the touchscreen technology that we have today. It says required. I'm gonna say that is heavily recommended. If you feel like you can get by on a calculator you already have, then by all means use that. You don't have to go out and purchase one of the $100, $120 TI 83s or 84s to get through a chemistry class. You could always opt for a scientific calculator, something like the Texas Instruments TI-30X2. You can generally find those for less than $20, and they will do all of the calculations you need for chemistry if this is the only science class that you'll end up taking. If you are going to pursue something like an engineering degree and you know you have a lot of physics and chemistry and other maths to take, it may be advantageous for you to go ahead and get one of the graphing calculators. But if you are only doing chemistry and not a lot of other math intensive courses, just a regular scientific calculator will be just fine for our purposes. You can see under the optional materials there, we have the printed OpenStax textbook listed, as well as the lab manual. When you get to lab, your instructor will be Mr. Vance, and he will give you some more information about that. However, I do want to just let you know, you will get a digital copy of the lab manual also. So purchasing the printed copy is not a requirement, but again, that one's heavily recommended. People oftentimes find they like to have paper, physical paper, to write down their data in lab with in order to be able to take it with them and work with that data later. It often works out much easier that way. And the bookstore offers that printed lab manual for very cheap, just the cost of the printing, something like $3. You will be provided the digital copy. However, the printed copies are there available for you if you so choose. Following that, you can see the grading policies for the chemistry course. The first thing you'll notice is the grading scale. Our chemistry classes are based on a 9-point scale. So anything of a final percentage ranging from a 100 down to a 91 will earn you an A in the chemistry course. B's will be earned with a final percentage of 90.9 to 82. C's will be earned with a final percentage of 81.9 to 73. D's can be earned from a final percentage between 72.9 and 64, and any percentage below 64 results in an F for the course. The percentage are broken up into the following weights and categories for the assignments. The first category are the module exams. There are 5 modules in the chemistry course that we will look at in just a moment, and each one ends with an exam. These exams take place on Thursday to Sunday, and all of them together are worth 50% of the total overall grade. There is a final exam that you will take during the final exam week that will be given also online. It will be a cumulative exam, and you can earn early extra credit for the final exam by completing the following tasks. If you miss no more than 4 of the online weekly assignments that are due throughout the course of the semester, you will automatically earn 20 points toward the final exam before you ever take it. In addition, if you don't miss any of the lab periods, you will automatically earn 10 points toward the final exam before you ever take it. So as long as you follow those 2 guidelines, you will earn 30 points towards your cumulative final exam before you ever sit down to take it. Finally, for the lecture portion of the class, your online work will be worth 20% of your grade. These assignments are typically due on Sunday and Wednesday evenings. I will show you where to find those in just a moment. Then, our final grade calculation there is the lab. It is 25% of the final grade. This chemistry class is a 4-hour total credit, with the lecture being 3 hours and the lab being 1 hour. But they are calculated together. 75% of your grade comes from the lecture portion, and the other 25% comes from the laboratory portion. Following down through, we see for academic integrity as well as the accessibility and disability policy here at Sand Hills Community College. After that, you will find the attendance policy. So this is a completely online lecture, and The state says that in order to prove that the students are participating in the course as they should be, you cannot miss more than 2 consecutive weeks of assignments. So the attendance policy is, if you do not log in and perform some type of work, whether that be answering questions or filling out one of the assignments, for 2 consecutive weeks, you will be withdrawn from the course. We will give you a drop on your transcript, and you will no longer be able to earn any of the credit. In addition to the 2 consecutive week policy for the online work, you will also have an attendance policy for the laboratory. If you miss more than 2 of the labs, there are 2 maximum allowed absences for labs. So that means the 3rd time you miss a lab for the chemistry course, you will also be dropped from the course. Now at this point, I want to make you aware that the lab and lecture are combined for 4 total credit hours. So if you get dropped from lecture, you are dropped from lab as well. If you are dropped from lab, you are dropped from lecture as well, regardless of how well you are doing in the course at the time. Violating either of these attendance policies will result in you being removed from the entire 4 credit hour section of the course. So please don't let that be. If you know you have a big chunk of time that you will be missing, please email me ahead of time so that we can make sure you're not dropped due to these attendance policies. After that, to close out the syllabus, we have an abbreviated course schedule, but I have provided a schedule of assignments on the Moodle page that will give you a better idea of the assignments you are responsible for. So now I'll close out the syllabus and go over there and talk about the schedule of assignments. A few links below that syllabus there, you will find the schedule of assignments, and we'll open it up. And on this, we see a table with the date of the expected completion, the assignments that are due on that date, and then the OpenStax/lecture notes section that correspond to those questions. Each of the dates listed here is either a Sunday or a Wednesday, and so on a weekly basis you need to be thinking, I have chemistry work due on Wednesday night, and I have chemistry work due on Sunday night. For pretty much every Sunday and Wednesday from here to December, there will be 1 or possibly a few more assignments to turn in for your chemistry section. And listed out beside them are the lectures that you need to view, and the OpenStax textbook section you should read in order to answer that information. So we can see that Module 1 stretches from today until September the 3rd. That's when you will take the first exam. Each of these can be found in their modules down further in the Moodle section. It is imperative that you study this document and make sure you are aware of the due dates for each of these assignments in order for you to do well in the chemistry section. When you are ready to get started, you can scroll on down. You can go past the lab section for that. Mr. Vance will have a lot more information for you available when you meet on your first day face-to-face for the lab. After the lab section, you will find each module, and it is within these modules that you will find the lecture information and assignments. The first thing listed on each module are my video lectures in live PowerPoint format. If you click these links here, it will open a page with a PowerPoint, and I will have some recording talking about the different notes and the different topics that I have going on in these PowerPoints. And I provide them this way because that is the most up-to-date version of the file that I have. It's actually serving you my PowerPoints from the Sandhill server. So anytime I make any changes or tweak something, reword something, you have that note live. And I'm always working on new material, trying to add new sample calculations to the material, rewording things that I think don't go over well when I teach it. And so that's the whole point of providing you these live PowerPoints. There's also some animations and some functionality that I provide on those PowerPoints that you can play around with yourself if you have or if you're using that live version. Now, with that said, some people find that those live PowerPoints stutter or take a long time to load. Because of that, I've also provided each of one of them in YouTube form. So I've converted those slides into videos, and you can simply click on the YouTube and watch them as a video version. Now, of course, those will not be as up to date as the live versions of the PowerPoint because I have to go in and make a new video every time I update something, but they are easier to access and definitely load a little bit faster because they're on YouTube. So if you are having problems using the live PowerPoints or just feel like not waiting for a PowerPoint to load, you can simply access the information via the YouTube video as well. They might not be quite as searchable, but they are always live and ready to go. Beyond that, we have the extra videos section of our modules. Those are videos that I find around the web that don't include me. They include other folks giving information related to the topics that we are working on, and I either thought that these were good videos, maybe explained in a relatively clear way, or just added a little bit more spin on it or a different perspective than I have. They are there for your information and to help you learn the topics we are working on. After that information, we have the online work you are responsible for. So these assignments are due, like I said, either on Wednesday or Sunday of every week. Sometimes there will be 2 or 3 assignments due. Sometimes there will be just one. You should check your schedule of assignments often to make sure that you are keeping up with the work. It is these assignments that if you do not miss more than 4 of will earn you 20 points towards your final exam. So make sure that you are keeping up with these assignments and completing them prior to the due date, which is either a Sunday or a Wednesday by 11:59 p.m. And then finally, at the end of each module, we have some paper practice problems and their answers listed, as well as a study guide, followed by the exam. You will notice the exam has a different name than just exam. It says Information Festival. That's because we don't like to think of tests or exams in an anxiety-causing light. We like to celebrate the knowledge that we have gained over the previous weeks. And so we take our information festivals at the end of each module. You can see that the Information Festival will open on the Thursday of that week at 12 a.m. So early in the morning Thursday or late in the night Wednesday, however you want to look at it. It will open and it will be available Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from until midnight. Now, on the Information Festivals, you will only have one attempt, and you can only attempt each question on there one time. Furthermore, these are timed assignments, and you will have about 2 hours to complete every one. So when it comes time to do the Information Festival, make sure that you set yourself aside about 2 hours in that time period between Thursday and Sunday to take your exam. The online work assignments are a little bit different from the exams or the Information Festivals in that you get multiple opportunities to answer the questions. Most of these assignments you will only get one chance to complete. However, within the assignments you get more than one chance to complete the questions. So you will do answer a question and click check, and then the question will tell you whether or not you got the correct answers. You get 3 attempts at every question, but be careful. You don't want to just go through and guess and check, because you incur a little penalty for using more than one attempt on each question. The online assignments and the information festivals, which are the exams, are the only 2 types of assignments that you need to complete for the chemistry section. Again, to complete the assignments, you will want to watch the video lectures and the extra videos that I provide to help you understand the information, along with reviewing the information in your textbook. If you're not sure what section goes with the assignment that you're going to go and check the schedule of assignments, and it will tell you if you want to do the significant figures assignment, you should review sections 1.2, 1.3, and 1.4. And then you can come down here and watch the 1.2 and 1.3 PowerPoint, as well as the 1.4 PowerPoint, and it should help you answer significant figures questions on that assignment. So this has just been an introduction to the assignments and the information festivals / exams that you will take for the chemistry section. Please feel free to email me as quickly as possible if there is something you don't understand, or if you have any other questions. I look forward to working with you this semester. I'm really excited about delivering the course content this way, and I will do everything in my power to make sure you succeed in this course. Thank you. Let's have a great semester.